Hold on. All right. Hey, Trina. All right, so I think I'm live everywhere. I'm live on Facebook, I'm live on Zoom, and I am live on Instagram. And tonight I am going to be talking to you a little bit about womb wellness because I'm passionate about that. And you know what? We got a lot of time on our hands right now. It's a little Palo Santo just kind of energizing and clearing the space right now. So, womb wellness. Now is the perfect time for you to be working on your womb wellness. A lot of us are in the house in quarantine. We all know what's going on in the world. You don't need me to update you. I'm sure you get all your updates all throughout the day. And so people are finding that they have more time on their hands, maybe more time than they've ever had on their hands in their adult lives or since they've been children, because we keep ourselves so busy. We just busy ourselves all the time. So why not utilize this time, downtime at home, particularly if you're not still going into work or you're working from home? You can take a little bit of time and start to focus on you. I've been talking about sanity and self-care and the importance of, just maintaining your self-care during this time so you can maintain your sanity. They are connected. Your mind and your body are definitely both connected simultaneously. So this is the time. I know it seems like it is terrible what's going on. However, I choose just as an individual and who I am to focus on the good in everything, in every situation, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of how things look. I just try and focus on the good. So one of the good things about this is people have more time on their hands. Some people have too much time on their hands. Some of y'all are tired of watching television. You just TV'd out. You've been watching TV and watching all the movies you could think of. You've caught up on every show that you could possibly watch, and you're just bored and don't know what to do with your time. So why not focus on you? So just to jump right on into it, what is womb wellness? Or what is womb unwellness? That's probably a little easier to define. So the person that is womb is probably off and needs a little bit of womb wellness, maybe even a little bit of this Palo Santo, is the person that is having really heavy cycles. One, are you having super duper heavy cycles? Hey, Steve, I see you over there. The person having super duper heavy cycles, long cycles, irregular cycles. You've gone to the doctor, you've been diagnosed, you got fibroids, you've got PCOS, you've got endometriosis, you don't have a libido or a sex drive anymore. You're dealing with dry vagina. You are dealing with, premenopausal symptoms like hot flashes and things like that. And you don't know what to do. Or you've just been so busy, you just normalize it and think that it's normal. There's some people that are out here having cycles for 7, 15 days, 7, 21 or longer days. And they just have been doing this for so long that it's just been normalized. Hey, Shakti, I see you. Peace. It's just been normalized. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is not normal. This is not a normal situation. So, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can kind of get back to normal, but let's talk about how you got here in the first place, because most of us were not just born with issues, womb issues or whatnot. It's something that's manifested over time via our lifestyles and our mental state, our stress levels, and a lot of the products, chemicals, and things that we are putting into our bodies, whether that's from the food that we're consuming, the drink that we're consuming, the relaxers that we've been putting into our hair, acrylic from nails, the bleach from the pads and the tampons that we're using, the birth control that we're using. I mean, all of these unnatural things that we have been putting into our bodies and putting onto ourselves for the sake of convenience has really, as you get a little older, especially over 35, is when you start to see the manifestation of the inconvenience that these things have provided for you. You know, the the condoms that we're using, if for those that are using condoms, a lot of those are tearing vaginas up as well and throwing the pH off. Or you might not have any of the issues in relation to your cycle that I discussed earlier, but you could just be suffering from recurring bacteria vaginosis, stinky coochie. And we're going to talk about stinky coochie because that's a real thing that's out here. A lot of women are dealing with it, don't know what to do. It's recurring. They just think, oh, I can wash it away. Oh, I can douche it away. And that's not necessarily true. You know, you can douche it away and you be good for that little session that you just about to go and have with somebody. And then boom, next day it comes right back. So I'm going to address a couple of things because I don't like to sit and just talk all night, and I want to be specific about what I'm talking about. So how did you get here in the first place? I really hope that my little video doesn't die on Instagram, so I might have to plug my charger up momentarily. But anyway, how did we get here? Convenience. I put a lot of stuff on convenience, okay? And not really honoring our emotions in our emotional space. As women, particularly nowadays in this society, it's not cool for you to honor your emotions. You know, you might get talked about, or she's overly emotional, or we're on this tip of I don't give a F about nothing, and I'm about mine, and all that type of stuff. But as a woman, you are naturally an emotional being. Your emotions are actually a gift that you're able to feel them. But how many women are really allowing themselves to feel and process their emotions now? It's almost like it's not cool. You know, we have more women moving, looking like women, looking beautiful, smelling good, getting our bodies together and stuff like that, and thinking that this is making us ultra feminine, when really we're moving more in our masculine than we ever have before in history. You got more beautiful, masculine ass women out here than you do women that are comfortable being in their feminine. And I think we have a misconception of what feminine means. We just think, oh, well, I'm soft, or oh, I smell good, or I'm sexy, or I wear sexy lingerie, or I went and got my body done, and my body is just stacked and blah blah blah, and my waist is small, and my hair is done, and my nails are done, and I wear the best bags, and I wear all these sexy clothes. And we have really kind of confused sexy with feminine. Feminine is just honoring who you are as a female, just your natural, the natural you that you are as a woman, just however you come, whether you come with all those things that I just recognized or not, right? And one part of being feminine and allowing yourself to be that way is to honor your emotions. Now, this does not mean you're walking down the street, falling out, crying every time something happens. Emotional management is also very important for balance. The key is just to be balanced, being a balanced person, being a balanced woman, So when you feel something and you're upset, allow yourself to be upset. Don't repress that, You don't want to repress your anger. Anger is one of the metaphysical causes of fibroids. And that's something we know a lot of women are dealing with. I personally have dealt with them myself also, and healed them, but it's still something that I had to go through with myself to heal, and acknowledge, how did I get here in the first place? So that's the first step with your womb wellness while you're sitting with yourself, or once you turn the TV off during this downtime, is, how did I get here? Do I like my life? Am I happy with the work that I do? Am I happy with my relationship status? If you're in a relationship, am I happy in my relationship? Do I even like this person? Are my children worrying the hell out of me and stressing me out? And I'm giving all of my energy and life workforce to the children and not saving any time for myself? Am I a caretaker and taking care of everybody else and not putting any more time into myself, not taking care of myself? Am I taking enough time to make sure that I'm nourished properly and that I'm putting good foods into my body that are going to sustain me? Am I getting enough rest? Do I sleep? Is my sleep broken? Am I waking up every couple of hours? Um, do I take time out just to be? Am I taking baths? There are a lot of women that don't even take baths. People, period. But I'm talking to women right now. It's important for you to sit down in some water. You have an orifice. And I've been to the doctor before and was told, no, it's not healthy for you to take a whole bunch of baths. It can throw the pH of your vagina off. Put some salt in the water. The vagina is supposed to be more naturally acidic anyway. Put some salt in the water and you'll be fine. You'll be doing fine. Hey, Tanisha, peace. So take some time out to bathe. Just take some time out for you. And I'm not talking about just going to the nail shop, just going to get your lashes done. Hey, for those of y'all that know me, I'm in the beauty industry. So I appreciate all the people that want to come in and have their enhancements done. And this is not a video to shit on enhancements. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? That's also one of the beauties and joys of being a woman is we get to be glamorous and express glamour, and that's part of the magic of womanhood. But balance. I'm going to keep talking about that tonight is balance. Are you a balanced woman? So what I want to encourage you to do if you're listening to this video is sometime tonight, get a piece of paper or your journal and answer those questions to yourself. Am I happy? Do I like my life right now? Do I like my partner? Do I like my relationship status? If I'm single, why am I single? And be honest with yourself. Why are you single? And you can't say, oh, it's nobody out here. There's plenty of people out here, That's whatever, unless you choose to be single. Because that's all we have choices. So some people are cool. They don't want to be in a relationship. To each his own. Everybody, whatever your choices are, that's all good. But we just want to answer these questions for yourself. How long are my cycles? How do I feel when I have my cycle? Do I hate it? Do I dread the time that it comes? Your cycle is actually your personal holiday that you have every single month. I used to hate my cycle because it was very painful and uncomfortable. And then one day I learned to embrace it. And I shifted my perspective of what it was, Now I treat it like a holiday. That's your personal time to do you. That's your personal time to be selfish. And selfish is not a bad thing. It's okay to take care of yourself during that time. If you don't take care of yourself any other damn time of the month, you owe yourself at least 2 days during your cycle time to just kind of, take care of you, take care of yourself. If you are not able to shut down because you have family and things like that, or you have a lot of work obligations, at least carve some time out of the day for yourself. You can carve an hour out of each day while when you're having your moon cycle. You can take some time to take a bath, to make and brew yourself a cup of tea. Get some tea too. Brew yourself a cup of tea and sit down and drink it. Watch tearjerker films. For you tough girls out there that don't want to release their emotions and don't allow themselves to be emotional, your cycle is the perfect time. Because I've heard women say that, I don't like to cry, I don't like to feel all that emotion. That's cool, but that emotion is being stored somewhere. So if you're not letting it out, it's probably manifesting as something inside of you, inside of your womb. Your womb can weep and your womb can cry. It can cry by hemorrhaging and bleeding heavily every single month, or causing you a whole bunch of pain. So are you allowing yourself to cry? If you don't want people in your business, that's cool. Go in the bathroom, cry in the shower. Go in your hydrotherapy room. That's what I call the bathroom, your hydrotherapy room. It can be your own personal room of healing. But are you taking time out for yourself every month? And how are you viewing your cycle? If you hate it, you detest it, you might want to look at shifting your perspective of it and looking at it like a personal holiday. your time to go in your she shed. Hi, Dawoodi. I see you there. How you doing? I'm happy to see the brothers tuning into this too, because this is information you can share with your women, or you can share this video with your women, share this with your sisters, share this information because it's too many tough girls out here. This has nothing to do with sexual orientation or anything like that. You're still a freaking female, regardless of how you choose to identify in the world. So you have to take care of yourself. That contributes to womb dis-ease and unwellness. How's your diet? Are you taking time out now that you have time, and hopefully you're not eating out every single day or ordering takeout every day? You have the time to really start cultivating nice, healthy meals for yourself and putting some decent food in your body. Do you eat anything green? Do you eat anything that's fresh or alive? Now, I'm not talking about canned foods. Yeah, we all ran out to the store and got some canned foods for survival purposes and things like that, but the apocalypse has not hit, y'all. It's not at that place. You can still go to the store. You can still go and get fresh foods for yourself. So, are you putting anything alive in your body? Are you hydrating your body? Do you drink any water? There are many of us that aren't even hydrating our bodies and drinking water. Our minds and our bodies are perfectly connected and they work together. What we put into our mouths definitely impacts our bodies. It's going to impact how your skin looks, your eyes, if they're clear. It's going to impact your smell. Did you know that? Did you know that if all you do is consume processed foods all day, every day, and I've heard some men make some comments about this, that it's going to impact the way that you smell? But you feminine, because you put some perfume on, you smell good. Nah, what's coming out of your pores? It shouldn't be excessively offensive. It's a little sweat. Okay, one thing, but you shouldn't be clearing rooms. You shouldn't be clearing out rooms. So that's directly related to your diet. What are you putting in your body? Taking the time out to just, drink some water, drink some tea, eat a vegetable every now and again. Don't just eat when you're going to the store and getting stuff. Don't get just foods that are processed. Look up your favorite ingredients that you like to eat and find some recipes of some things that you can prepare with those meals. Let's see. Hopefully I ain't going to lose y'all on Instagram. Okay, hold on. I got stuff Jimmy rigged up here too, y'all. You don't even know. Because I'm trying to share this information for everybody. So, I don't know. Looks like I might have to hold it while it's charging a little bit. I'm not going to talk that much longer, but again, make sure you're putting something alive in your body. That is going to contribute to your womb wellness. So, back to the stinky coochies, because that's something we need to talk about. Bacteria vaginosis is when the bacteria, we all have bacteria in our vaginas, but there's an overgrowth of the bad bacteria that's in the vagina. And your body lets you know what's going on by creating this discharge that smells like death. Okay? We all have heard guys talk about it, singing about it in songs and shit like that, And it's supposed to be like a funny thing, right? Ha ha ha. They're making jokes about it, but it's not funny, particularly if it's something that you've dealt with it for ongoing. Now, most women have dealt with it at least once or twice. Vagina, coochie, pussy is a very temperamental thing. Okay? It's a very temperamental thing. So a finger that's not clean with something nasty under the nails could throw the pH of your vajayjay off. Your diet can throw the pH of your vajayjay off. Are you just drinking, a bunch of alcohol like you at home right now, during this quarantine time? Are you just throwing back bottles of yak and vodka and tequila and stuff like that, but not drinking no water, not having nothing to flush it out? That might contribute to stinky coochie. Hate to say it, but it can. Are you putting a bunch of sugar into your body. That can throw your shit off. Stinky coochie. It's about balance. Are you having sex with latex condoms? A lot of women don't know this about condoms. There's talc that they put on the condom. Talc can throw the pH of that vagina off and tear it up. So you can be cool while you're having the sex with the latex condom, and then you might even be good the next day. Then 2 days later, you smell something. You're sitting down in a chair and your legs are open, and then all of a sudden you smell something. You smell yourself before other people do, hopefully. If you're paying attention, you're not just spraying hella perfume on because you're feminine. No, you smell yourself first. So if that's going on, what do you do about it? One little home remedy that you can do for stinky coochie or bacteria vaginosis is yogurt. Live yogurt with live cultures in it, with acidophilus in it, okay, or live cultures, period. You can take a tampon, soak it in the yogurt, insert that inside of you, and sleep with it overnight. Often this helps. Normally, within the next day, if you're still having the same problem, do it again. Do it for 2 days. 2 days in a row or until it goes away. Now, if that's still not getting it, your whole system might just kind of be off and need to be reset. You might need to do a detox. It also could be coming from your partner. We don't think about that. Dudes are not going to have the same symptoms that a woman is going to have. He doesn't have an orifice, so he can go wash it off, but that bacteria could still be, hanging out with him. And I've heard this with a lot of women. They'll go back and forth between their partners, they'll be with their partner. And then a couple days later, they've got some stinky coochie popping off, or some BV or a mild case, because there's some mild cases and there are very strong cases that can take place. So it also can be happening, with your partner as well, So again, vaginas are very, very, very temperamental. And that it's your second eliminative channel. Women are so blessed to have another form of elimination outside of just our bowels, right? So that's what the discharge is about. It's clearing out stuff. It's always clearing. It's always clearing. What's the state of the discharge? What's normal discharge? It shouldn't really have a color to it or a scent, just a natural scent of the natural scent of a woman. But it shouldn't be like rancid or loud or yellow or green or thick, thick, thick cottage cheese, white. That means something's going on. And you need to know how to be able to treat that without having to run and take drugs all the time, or run and go get monostat, because not shitting on that, but the little yeast infection creams. Yeast is a whole other thing too that I'll just address in a few moments. But right now I'm still talking about stinky coochie. So one of the tips that I gave you was you can use yogurt. You can insert the yogurt that's been soaked in a tampon. Put that in. Another thing that you can do is a yoni steam. You can steam with certain herbs that will help. With black walnut is one of them. Really, really great for helping. White oak bark, another herb that you could steam with that'll help rebalance the bacteria that's in the vagina and get rid of stinky coochie. Okay, I think all women should steam. Whether you have a uterus or a womb or a sex partner or your coochie smells like flowers or not, it's just a wonderful, healthy practice to do for yourself. It's relaxing, it's soothing, and you can bring your body back to balance, because I keep saying at the beginning, I started out with, this is about balance. Just being balanced as a woman. That's going to contribute to your womb wellness. Okay? So again, the condoms are throwing coochies off. Letting somebody touch you with a clean hand. If your partner comes to you and they just try and start rubbing on your stuff like that and they haven't washed their hands or clean under their nails, it's your responsibility to say no. Hey, go clean up. If they just, want to jump inside of you or whatever and they haven't washed, it doesn't mean that they have to stink or have an odor at all. We're talking about bacteria here. You can't see it. That can throw your stuff off. So protect her in that manner because you're going to have to deal with the repercussions of it once, that person is gone. When they're not, they off doing their own thing again. And now you left with irritation or odor, yeast, thick, white, itchy discharge that's coming from the vagina. This is often related to us just having too much yeast in the body, like it could be too much in the colon. But sugar is that main culprit with the yeast, and the sugar's in everything. We love sugar. Most of us are addicted to sugar. I mean, I honestly, to be quite transparent, just kicked my sugar addiction like back in November when I did a detox. Thankfully, I did it just in time so that I'm not wrestling with that right now when we're doing all this talk about immunity boosting and having to keep your immune system as high as possible. It's hard to keep your immunity high when you keep feeding your body sugar. Did y'all know that alcohol turns into sugar in the body? Alcohol turns into sugar. A lot of us are comforting ourselves right now with alcohol, and again, I'm not shitting on alcohol. I love wine, but right now is not the time to be just going hard with that when we want to keep our immunity as high as possible. So yeast, you can often rectify that just by doing a little detox for yourself, drinking lots of water, and cutting back on that sugar. There's also some steams that you can do to help with the yeast as well. But it's very uncomfortable to have that and to have itchy coochie. Yeast can also be passed back and forth between you and a partner that's penetrating you. Okay? If you're even with a toy, or, if you don't have a physical partner you're using, just something that's penetrating your orifice, if it's not being cleaned properly, that could be throwing off. You could be passing yeast back and forth, So make sure that you're properly cleaning, whatever you're putting inside of you, a person, a thing, whatever, So hygiene, just getting down to basic hygiene. That's what this corona thing just keeps talking to us about all around, right? Just making sure our hygiene is up to par. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. I don't see anybody like live to see if there were any questions. I'm going to come back and do some more and give some more information out tomorrow. But I did want to give a little tip on just a tea that you can make that's good for overall wellness. Just wellness for the uterus or as a woman is red raspberry leaf tea. Red raspberry leaf tea. Not the red zinger, not the raspberry zinger tea. That's different. But the red raspberry leaf. It is excellent for toning the uterus and helping regulate your cycles if those are thrown off for whatever reason. It's just really good and healthy for the vagina and the womb overall. Okay. So I'm almost at 30 minutes. I said I wasn't going to be doing this for more than 30 minutes, but ask yourself those questions tonight. Am I happy? Am I happy in my work? Am I happy with my relationship status? Am I happy with, the state of my life? Am I happy with where I live? And then once you honestly identify and answer those questions for yourself, you can start to chart a plan, to get back to you. And you have time. Right now is the time. You got time. So take a little bit of time out for yourself. Take a bath, put a little salt in the water, put some essential oils in there if you have some. I love essential oils. A couple drops of peppermint. Don't put more than like 3 though. You'll freeze to death. Some lavender, a little eucalyptus, a little jasmine, make it a nice ritual for yourself because you deserve that. You're worthy of a bath. Not just the bubbles. That could throw your stuff off too. The old school palm olive and stuff we used to do as kids, that stuff is not really healthy for your adult vagina to be throwing in the water like that. If y'all still doing it today, please stop. Okay? Just, even if you don't got nothing going on, it's just hard on the coochie to do that. Put some milk in the water. Milk naturally has lactic acid in it, so it's going to exfoliate your skin and soften things, soften your body once you get out of there. Make it a ritual for yourself. This body is your physical temple. Treat it as such. Okay? So I'm going to come back tomorrow and do another live and give some more information about womb wellness. But tonight I did talk about, balance. What are you putting in your body? Managing stinky coochie, BV, managing yeast, and drinking red raspberry tea. Okay? So you all have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Take a bath. And try and relax a little bit. Okay? Try your best to relax. Relax in that bath. Turn the TV off for a minute. I posted something the other day about the solfeggio frequencies. You can find them on YouTube, and listen to some sound healing just to kind of help bring yourself down and relax. But make sure you're taking some time out to relax every single day. Whether you start your day with it and end your day with it. Get up in the morning, have a little bit of prayer and meditation time, and start to ease into your day, and do the same thing in the evening. Ease on down before you go to sleep. Okay? I hope this information was helpful. Please share with your friends, with your family members, and I'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Time.